Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Hello there, and welcome. I hope you're having a good week so far. It has been absolutely wonderful here with me. So, I am going to be talking about some new moon energy. Hello there, welcome. Come on in. I see it's coming in. Hi there, Kayla, Dee Dee, the guy there, Fran. Good, hiya, hiya. Good to see you all coming in. So here we are, coming into a new moon energy, and I was sitting with Spirit this morning and just kind of feeling into the energy and what's coming up. And some interesting stuff came up. First of all, we've got a big energy moving in, and it has a lot of excitement. A lot of excitement. I'm curious, first of all, though, on how many of you feel like your physical body's trying to let go of something. Either and it's not an illness. It doesn't feel like an illness. It just feels like my stomach feels a little off. My neck feels a little tight. Perhaps maybe you have no cold symptoms, but you're coughing a little bit, and it feels like your body's trying to let go of something. It's not related to illness. It's very different than, having a cold or a flu or anything viral or anything like that. Yes, here we go. Here's some validation coming for us. Yeah. So our physical body is trying to let go of a few things that no longer serve us. Allow it. Whatever needs to pass through, set an intention on allowing. Yeah, here we go. See all the validation? Very different than any kind of flu symptom. It's very, very different. So your body feels like it's trying to release energy, old patterns. Exactly, Kayla. That's exactly what's coming up for many of us. You may be feeling this maybe later on today or even tomorrow because we have a new moon coming in. Now, I love new moons. I love full moons. I love moon energy. I love astrology. I love it all. I do love it all. There is something very different. When I sat in this energy that's coming in, it felt very different to me. So I'm not going to go too much into the astrology part of it because I'm on a little bit of limited time today. I've got in-person sessions that I'm grateful to have. But there's this new moon coming in, and there's three outer planets that are connected to it that are going to be in perfect alignment with this new moon. It's going to enhance a lot of intuition. There's a lot more downloads coming in, which is why energetically and physically our body's trying to make room for it. Our physical body is a very important piece of our physical journey here in the physical world. So it makes sense, right? That makes sense. So we're trying to make sense of and let go of old patterns. And perhaps you've had a few things come up since we were last here on Monday. Just a few thoughts or a few old patterns or a few old fears. It's trying to get its way out. It's not coming up because you're losing it. It's coming up because you're trying to make room for this new clarity, this new intuitive peace, these new, and I will use the word, I'll use the word connection because I'm not a big fan of the word psychic, but this new way of connecting to energy is trying to present itself in for you, and it's trying to give you an opportunity to tap into it. Now, you may be feeling a little bit tired. You may be feeling a little bit lazy, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with slowing down, right? So when we kind of feel that, we're trying to make room. Now, one thing that Spirit said to me, and I love the wording on it. I just want to go back to my notes, my scribbles. Don't make Okay, we're making much too okay, sorry. We're making much too much of things. We're overthinking. We're tapping into a million different people and how they do it. We're tapping into what everybody else seems to think. And I said to Spirit, "What do you mean by that?" And Spirit was like, "Everything is being overly complicated here in your physical world. Manifestation and connecting the energy is very simple. I'm here to receive. I'm here to allow. It doesn't have to be, these wild rituals or how everybody else is doing it or whatever's going on TikTok. Make it your way, right? And be and work. It'll feel a little bit easier to work to stay in alignment with it. There's a big shift in alignment, and it's because we're ready. Just come back to your higher self. Just come back to that inner knowing. Just come back into that heart space. Don't make too much of it, is kind of what Spirit said. Now, I know I've said this before. Spirit will not let me hang out on TikTok. Spirit has told me no TikTok account for you or for us. If I personally want one, I have choice and free will. But Spirit doesn't want me to go on there. And it has to do with making too much of things. We all are individuals on an individual journey, and we all have our own individual way of connecting to source energy and receiving the messages. So what does a download feel like? What does this feel like? It may be very subtle of I feel really good today. I feel like I have a knowing. I feel like I'm in a shift. I feel like I want to try something different. This is go with how you're feeling. I feel really clear today, right? That's new information. You may feel very strong about something. I feel very strong with a desire to get out in nature today. I feel very strong about sipping on some moon water. That's really resonating with me today. And it can change. Allow that expansion. Every day is a journey. And the journey itself is a glorious opportunity to learn and experience, to allow and to grow. Greater clarity and commitment to oneself is what's coming in with this full moon. And I'm even having trouble slowing my speech down to talk about how exciting this is and energetically on how I leaned in. Now, many of us lean into, yeah, but this is wrong. Yeah, but this hasn't shown up. Yeah, I want this, but it's not here yet. Yeah, but. And Spirit said, what's with all the buts in front of you? And I was like, I got a big butt and I don't know why. That's literally what came into literally what came into my awareness was that song. You know, you're welcome. You can sing it all day. But the word but is that but that we put in on things that haven't yet arrived or haven't yet showed up or haven't yet manifested. Stay out of that. Get those big butts out of your way. Just with allowing and allowing and allowing. I'm going to allow it. I'm ready. I'm going to allow it. That kind of talk and that kind of openness kind of moves those big butts out of your. I can't even say it without laughing, you guys. I seriously can't because that song keeps playing in my head. And we all lean into that, right? I want it, but I want to do this, but, and then we finish the sentence, but I don't have enough money, but I don't have an opportunity, but I don't know if I can, but if I, and we put all these buts in there. And this full moon is, or sorry, this new moon is coming in with some energy of allow it. It's going to have an excitement. You're going to feel perhaps a little bit extra sharp, a little bit more in tune. And it may be subtle for some. So if you don't have these huge ahas where, oh, I feel so fluffy, buddy, and I'm in alignment, if it feels just very subtle, let that be enough for you. Let that be enough. Let the tiny steps matter. Let the big steps matter the same as the tiny steps. Just kind of lean in there with commitment to allow. I'm going to allow, I'm going to allow, and I'm ready to allow. And that self talk, I'll tell you right now, is extremely helpful to be able to just talk in your mind. No, I'm not going to fear the change that's coming in. I'm not going to fear this clarity. I'm just going to allow however it's coming in from me, your journey. Don't make too much of it with all the extra stuff, right? It's so simple. And Spirit says that to me a lot. Why are physical world people so into um overthinking it, over processing it, making it a big to do? It can only be this way. It can only be this way. And I kind of looked up a few things this morning about what's going on in the spiritual community. And I was like, there's all this stuff about how to leave the matrix and how to not come back for a reincarnation and all this overthinking and all these different opinions. And it's like, what resonates with me? And I literally closed my laptop. None of it did. And that's okay. It's not a judgment thing. It's my journey thing. And that's and it's me with Spirit and how it feels and what they say. It's that perspective. I hope that that resonated with you all. Um Enjoy this new energy. Set a few intentions. And if your intention is simply I'm just going to allow more, let that be a glorious mantra for you. Let that be a glorious mantra. Come up with your own. Come up with your own mantras on what you want with this full moon. And don't put a but in front of it when it's not instant, right? Because we want instant gratification, right? So lean into there a little bit. Allow that your own spiritual growth to connect and work on that whole allowing piece. It's very exciting. I'm very excited. I'm gonna scroll up because I have not looked at any of the comments since the greetings. Kayla, I've been sick. My body feels like it's trying to release energy or old patterns. 100%. Noticing repeat lessons more clearly. Dee Dee, beautiful. And repeat lessons are showing us what we still need to learn. right? There's still and I've had this conversation with myself. I thought I learned that already. I thought I learned that already. And maybe I learned part of it. Maybe I learned none of it. Maybe there's just a little bit extra I need to learn on that. The old patterns or the old lessons are coming up to say, oh, something else in here, something else in here, something else in here. That's kind of why we see that. Um, Cheyenne, I've been more tired today than the rest of the week. Interesting. Trouble sleeping, very anxious, says Andrea. Andrea, when it comes to the anxious feeling, just kind of give yourself some time to sit in it. I always say when it comes to anxiety or anxious feelings or things that we're going through, I always say to people, sit in it for a moment and ask yourself a question. I like to close my eyes. I don't know why, but I do. I'll sit there and I'll say, is this mine or not mine? Oh, it's mine. Okay, what am I feeling? Where's it coming from? What's going on? Where's it coming from? Not mine? Okay, mine, not mine, not mine. I'm gonna put it down. And I'll literally grab something and I'll say, not mine, putting it down. The physical act of that, Andrea, will help you huge. Andrew, Aaron, how do we know when we're getting downloads? Aaron, they can feel very subtle, and perhaps sometimes you might not even be aware of it. Sometimes it may come in a dream. Sometimes it may come in just this knowing, a feel better. Your clarity or your intuition may shift into like a little bit of a higher knowing. Sometimes it may be the willingness that, you know what, I no longer want to do that or believe that. We can change what we believe at any time. Remember that. We can change what resonates with us anytime. So something completely different may suddenly not, or something that you may believed in may suddenly not resonate with you anymore, and you may be shifting. You're getting more information on something, right? We don't have to stay all the time with with what resonates and what our belief systems are. They change as we get more information. Right. And and that has happened to me a lot with my mediumship was I always thought this is how we're gonna work. And spirit's like, yeah, we're changing it today. And I'm like, well, how is this going to work? And I just simply allow it, right? It's just simply allowing things to change and to evolve and to grow. Not everything has to resonate with us permanently. Okay. Um, a lot of use with this laziness and tired, exhausted, not much motivation. Fran is overthinking. Yes, from health to talent, etc. Allowing, shift into the allowing. Kayla, everyone is talking about the changes coming in 2024. That's making everyone overthink, including myself. Okay, so and this is interesting, Kayla, because when I did my energy update for what I felt was coming in for 2024, I struggled with it, and I said to Spirit, am I, do I need to do this? And spirit gave me a push with yes to counterbalance. There are things that we will be given awareness of, and there are things that we need to be aware of, and there are things that we cannot change or align with. And everything energetically can be changed. So just as an example, I'm going to say this just as an example. I'm not feeling this or getting this as a download, but let's just say I came on here, or anybody that does channeling and said, the Loch Ness monster is are going to pair up with dinosaurs in 2024, and there's going to be all this chaos. Like, okay, um, that can change. Anything energetically and collectively, we can change energetically as well. So any of these updates that have come on are not necessarily all written out in stone. And that's one thing for me. If I want to shift something that doesn't feel right, I come into my own journey and I shift how I'm looking at it, the lessons that need to be learned, and I don't dive in there. If this is going to happen, it's going to happen, and then we will collectively navigate through it together. That's kind of how especially with the fear-based thing. And for me, when I've done some channeling, it's never been fear-based with spirit. I mean, we may get a heads up. We need to work on this. We need to work together as a community, but it's never ever fear-based. I struggle with fear-based stuff because that's not how the spirit dimensions work, and that's not why we came here, right? A lot of it is physical world BS. I've talked about that before. There are things that are, we need to learn collectively, and some of it is physical world and has nothing to do with spirit, but we can also change, and we can also change our responses to it too. Okay. I hope that clears that up. I have to watch the time though, you guys, very carefully today. Um, and Kayla, I just want to add to that. Anything that has a fearful vibration for me, I don't wanna sit in it because when you think about manifesting, when we all gather here and talk about new moon, full moon, energy that's coming in, how to shift and how to grow and when we kinda sit in fear, that also creates a manifestation. And it says out loud, literally, "I want more of that. I'm so afraid I want more of that." And if we put our hand up because if you believe in the power of manifestation, if you believe in law of attraction, it goes both ways, right? I know I said that 1,000 times, but I just felt the need to just kind of say it again. I made a choice from one I had last Monday, Lana, right after the live. I finally understood the difference was between the choices. Love it so much. Well, okay, Debbie. Sorry, Debbie, I missed yours here. Debbie Jones, good morning. I wonder if you can help me thank the spirit world a little extra. I was diagnosed with breast cancer January 3rd and had a lumpectomy yesterday so they can determine my treatment plan. So, Deb, um, my heart is filled with love and strength and courage and support for you. When it comes to thanking spirit, they've heard it and they feel what's in your heart as well, Deb. So when you say I want to thank the spirit world a little extra, that's your own energy and your own emotions and your own feelings and your own gratitude. They hear it loud and clear. They hear it loud and clear. You don't necessarily. I mean, I am happy to add gratitude and energy to that for you, but they hear it loud and clear. And I just want to kind of tap into this subject for just a moment. 'Cause I think it's really important that we talk about it. When it comes to connecting with your spirit guides or your loved ones in the spirit dimensions with passing on message of gratitude and love or asking for help, they hear you. You don't need to go through me or anybody else. Don't ever let anybody else tell you that. Right, or anything different. Sorry, don't let anybody tell you that you need a medium or you need a spiritual advisor to pass on messages. They feel you, they hear you, they know your heart space, they know your energy. Don't ever get that. They know. Okay. And that goes for all of you. That just wasn't a statement to Debbie. I just really felt pulled to add that because there's a lot of people passing around the opposite information that if you want to talk to your spirit guide, you need a medium or a spiritual leader or a shaman. It's not true, right? It's the same thing with what you want to talk about with them and the help and the guidance that you want to ask for. You can ask for it directly. You don't need a third party. But Debbie, I'm really happy for you. And Debbie, I also feel I also feel good here. I feel good here with where you're at, with where you've landed. And I also feel with the diagnosis, spirit was all over that. I don't know if you had a feeling or an inkling or there's an awareness there, or like I just feel like spirit guided that 100% all the way. So well done. And we are here loving you and supporting you and cheering for you and sending healing for you and yeah, so Deb, whenever you feel you need to communicate with us, hop on a live or leave a comment. There is so much love here from this community. It like overflows. It's not a huge channel number wise, but I think this is the best channel out there, energetic wise and love wise and support wise. It's huge here. Powerful. I was wondering if my spirit guides had any messages for me, Lana. Thanks so much, this is Sone. Sone, I as soon as I tapped into that, I needed to shrug my shoulders. I needed to go, "Yeah, yeah, so what?" I needed to kind of, like, soften and just kind of like, "So what? I'm gonna let things go. This isn't necessarily where a place where I'm gonna be forever, and whatever's going on, I just need to shrug it off." So I don't know if there's and it doesn't necessarily have to be something huge, Sone. It can be just something small. So just remember that I said it as you navigate the next couple days. Yeah, I'm gonna shrug that off. I'm gonna shrug that off. It can be energy, it can be somebody's opinion, it can be whatever's going on around you. I'm gonna shrug that off. I just keep that in the back of your mind. Debbie, look at this. Look at this from Dee Dee. At Debbie, reach out to me, PM, as I am a 13-year survivor. That is what I'm talking about with the support. Two total strangers living in two different countries because Dee Dee's in Florida and Debbie is in Ontario, Canada. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, the power of this channel and the love here. That is so incredible. I love that so much. You know what to do with that big fart butt? Oh, fat butt. Sorry. Oh my gosh. We're my eyes are playing tricks on me. Perhaps we needed a chuckle. I replaced the butt with not let. Good job. Good job. I love that. You see, and that's making it your own. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Cheyenne at Debbie sending you lots of love and healings. I just love this channel so much. Look at that. This is just, not that numbers matter because they truly don't. But you know, there's not a huge following here. There's nowhere near, a million or anything like that. There doesn't need to be. There truly doesn't need to be. And numbers don't necessarily matter. But the amount of love and support here is just, it overflows the cup of love, doesn't it? I could feel so much love, support all day, and everything went well. Beautiful. Whoops. Okay. Um, I had my wild finger go work on the mouse here. Me too. The Matrix thing, Cheyenne. It is, yeah, it is. It's, yeah. I don't resonate with most of that stuff that's going on in that conversation. Um, Maruna, can you find out how my uncle is doing out there? He passed away in December. Maruna, when people pass, they're always doing very well. They're going through their transition, they're going through their healing, they're going through their soul stuff over on the other side. Just as I connect there, I got a big old hello. But they're always doing very well over there. Humans overthink partly because of our limited view and inability to understand as much as we feel like we should. Absolutely. And we think that in the year, Aaron, that's a really, really good point. We think that we have to understand everything and we don't. We don't have to understand it. And sometimes there is simply no reason other than perhaps it's something to learn, right? Like but yeah, that's Aaron, you worded that so beautifully. Diane, yes, lots of talk of matrix stuff. I found it overwhelming and stopped watching videos. That is a beautiful way of handling it, right? If anything, it doesn't have to be the matrix stuff. Doesn't resonate with you. Step back, and that's why I start every video and every live feed with that sentence. If it doesn't resonate with you, put it down. And I'm very much okay with it. I'm just here to share my perspective and to hear yours, right? And that's how it should be, right? So and we're all entitled to what resonates with us and what doesn't resonate with us, right? So well done. Lana, I've made a new friend at work and I wanted to know if this connection will be fruitful. Always wanted a new friend for the longest time and didn't realize how lonely I was till I made one. That is beautiful. And Lilith, I do want to jump into that. And I want to answer all of them, and I'm not going to get to everybody's question today. Um, Number one, people that you meet in your neighborhood. They're funny today. So we meet people and we have soul contracts with people all the time. And every interaction is meant to teach us something, right? And perhaps part of your lesson here was to realize how worthy you are of a friendship, and to realize that loneliness doesn't necessarily have to be a place that you sit in forever. Now, if when it comes to fruitful, it already has been, Lilith. Think about how you're feeling right now. I'm going to read that again. I made a new connection. Um, I always wanted a friend. I didn't realize how lonely it was. That statement alone has already been very, very fruitful. So, and friendships can be this long, and they can be this long, and they can be this long, but the connection and allowing and enjoying right where you are in all these new feelings and this new awareness, it's already fruitful. People bring us oh, I gotta skip this thing. Hold on. People bring us so much into our lives, good things, learning things, that's already fruitful. Enjoy it. Enjoy the journey with this new friend, right? Whether this new friend is in your life for an hour or 50 years, enjoy the journey with that person. Okay. Beautiful. Generational lessons are coming up too, and I'm trying to change the pattern. Good job. Our ancestors, you know, um, had a very different journey when they were here. The world was extremely different when our ancestors walked the earth. They did the best with what they knew from where they were standing, and they want us to change that, right? From the spirit dimensions. When they were here, they may have been very adamant. This is the tradition. For example, perhaps your mom or your grandma. This is my chicken soup recipe, and don't you dare add anything different to it. There may have been that, and change that analogy to anything that goes on as far as traditions. When they cross over and they go through their own process and their own healing and their own soul growth, they want us to grow and to do things different, and to honor them, but to do things different. They get it from there. So if you ever struggle with what would my mom think or what would my loved one think, that I no longer want to do that way, They're cheering. I have never had an ancestor say you change the recipe or you change the family. I've never had that. They want us to grow and evolve. Right? They want us to heal what they didn't. They want us to learn what they didn't get to. They want us to have our own experiences here. Even if they had a different perspective here. Remember, our perspective in the spirit dimensions change when we cross over. We have, oh, that's why. Oh, we get all the answers. It's like that hindsight, right? It's like we get it all when we go. For the most part, 99% of the time, they will say, with what we knew in that generation or in that moment or from my experience, we were doing our best, even though we may say, how the heck, why would you do that? Right? What were they thinking? And something as simple, if you just think back to, I'll use a real simple analogy here. If you think back, something simple, the car seats of the 60s or 70s, they were like this white or this steel ring that attached to the back seat with no restraints. People will often say, what were they thinking? No wonder no wonder there was this or this, there was that. That was the best that they had in that timeline, right? They didn't have, the knowledge or the knowing or the accents or the amount of vehicles or whatever the reasons were. That's what they had. Right. So, that's one thing to always lean into as well when it comes to the ancestor stuff. All right, I'm gonna do a few more here, and then we're gonna get to the message from the animal book because I gotta get going. I gotta be at work in right at the hour mark. Been seeing a lot of angel numbers, or seeing a lot of the number 1444. Sorry, on the clock a lot. I wonder what it means. Um, so, number one, I always say, what have you been asking for, thinking about, or connecting to? Because usually with angel numbers, it's usually a response to get your attention. That's what I'm hearing you and I'm helping you. I'll look up really quickly the 14. Let's read the 14. Lean upon the angels to help you maintain a positive outlook. This will help you. This will keep you. I'm seeing things today. This will keep your own demeanor optimistic and bright. So have you been struggling with not seeing the bright side of things? 44. Let's go over to 44. Um Sorry, page a second here. The Again with the angels, see? The angels are giving you extra comfort, love, and support right now. Ask them for help. There we go. Okay, you guys, I have to motor. I gotta try and find some time where I can come on here and hang out for an hour or so on a live, or organize another Zoom call where we just do an Ask the Medium thing. Big thumbs up if you've enjoyed the energy update today and hanging out with me. Let's set an intention for the spirit animal message. What does the group need collectively to hear? All right, here we go. Gopher. Look under the surface and behind the obvious of whatever you initially see, particular when it's another person. It's a good idea to stock up on groceries and water, not necessarily for an emergency, but mainly to provide a sense of security, comfort, knowing your cupboards are full. More than ever, it's a time to take full responsibility for your own growth and achievements. I looked away and lost my spot. And achievements, your heirs, and most important, the choices you make. In order to move forward, you may have to take a few steps backwards from time to time, but know that overall, you are always moving toward your goal. So true. Have your eyes checked soon if you haven't in the last 2 years. There we go. A lot of what was in here resonates to what we talked about, right? More than ever, it's time to take full responsibility of your own growth. I love it. I love it so much. And I love you all. Thanks for hanging out with me here. I am on briefly Friday morning again. And if I don't get a lot of stuff channeled, perhaps we'll see how that goes. But maybe we can use the 30 minutes or so just to go through some questions. Well, that'll depend on what channeling I get. Enjoy the full moon energy. Give some thought to what you want to bring in, intentions, or anything that you want to let go of. Open up, open up. I'm allowing, I'm allowing, I'm allowing, I'm allowing. Kind of lean into that on repeat, right? I'm allowing. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Take care, you guys.